Good afternoon, folks. Hi, Phil McPhail here with United Country Lifestyle Properties of Maine. Have you been searching for a quality, large, cold water lakefront lot that isn't so far out in the middle of nowhere that you can't get the services? Well, if you have been, come along with me today. We're going to check out this 3.85 plus or minus acre survey lot on one of Central Maine's most beautiful cold water lakes. While we're down here, let's talk a little bit about Coldstream Pond. And don't let the word pond fool you here, folks. This is a 3,600 acre glacially carved lake in the center part of Maine. This lake is got over 10 miles of shoreline. It's over 100 feet deep in its deepest spot. We've got an average depth that's probably approaching 50 feet. The water quality here is almost second to none in the state of Maine. You can see depths to 30 feet here and see a lure down under the ice when you're ice fishing. It's an amazing lake. I've known this lake well. I've lived in this area my entire life. This is premier lakefront for this part of Maine. We're less than an hour from Bangor. So come check out Coldstream Pond, explore the chance to fish here for landlocked salmon, lake trout, brook trout, smallmouth bass in the upper basin. Great place to take your family boating. Come out here with water skis, paddle boards, paddle boats, kayaks, you name it. Great place to come boating, fishing, and outdoor recreation on the water. We're out here on Loop Road, and this is approximately where the land is to the west of us here off of Loop Road. And as I said, we're going to have the right of way through the woods to get you to the edge of the property. And that's only going to be about 60 or 80 feet. We do have overhead utility lines running on this road now. I'm checking on the status of those as we speak. So when you call me on this property, ask me about the utilities. We're in here about, probably 200 feet off Loop Road now. And the eastern side of the lot on the road side of the property is almost exclusively hardwood. There are a few hemlock in here. We've got this beautiful sugar maple here next to me. And then right over here, let's walk right over here real quick. And the rest of the hardwood on this lot is mostly American beech and some yellow birches in here. But if this is your first time watching, you probably have never seen me talk about this then, obviously, but this is a beech tree, and it's a tree that has not been affected by the beech bark disease like this one right here. So if you're in here and you find beech like this, please do us all a favor. Don't cut it down. Let it grow, and maybe we'll get some more resistant beech to that bark disease. We're over here now near the center of the lot, about a little over halfway between the road and the lake. And the elevations on this land run from about 190 feet down at the lake to 340 feet out near Loop Road. And along that journey down to the lake, you're going to see a lot of some nice trees, and we got another sugar maple here. We got some of these scattered all through this land. Beautiful yellow birch in here, and a lot of hemlock in certain parts. The soils here are supposed to be pasted loams according to the NRCS. Those are great for growing everything typically. Because of the slopes on this property though, that soil type, even though it does grow trees well, grows crops as well, but because of these slopes, won't make great farmland. You certainly could move some rocks here, plant yourself a little garden, that ought to grow well. The other thing I wanted to note is because of the elevation change and because of these sugar maples, if you wanted to do a little hobby of making maple syrup in the spring, this would be a great place to do it. Have your house down there close to the lake. You could gravity feed all of your sap from these trees that you wanted to tap up back and feed it down there. Kind of a neat feature of this property where you can't always get that kind of elevation change. This one has it, and we are on a west-facing slope here, folks. So we're going to continue down towards the lake. We're down getting close to the shoreline zoning of 250 feet, which is from the high water mark back onto the property. Lake is down below us here. What we've got right here is almost, it's not level, but it's more level than a lot of the property. We're about 65 feet from the shoreline zone on the upland side of it. So I think this would be probably where you'd want to construct your home or your cabin. The minimum setback from the lake here is 250 feet in this particular zone. So what we have here is this level spot. We got some beautiful hardwoods in here, and most of these are maple, a couple beech, and then the land does take a pretty good drop. And I think if you did a little bit of pruning of the trees, I can see the lake through here now in places, and there's been absolutely no pruning done here. I think you just pruned up some limbs without cutting any trees. You could get yourself a little view of the water. Be back here at that 250 mark and have plenty of privacy from anything going on out on the lake. So let's walk down to the lake now and check out the shoreline. So as we're walking down the hill, like I said, we're heading towards the lake. There's a piece of flagging here. This is approximately where the 250-foot setback is. And like I said, you can see that there is a drop right here, a little bit of a slope. But to be honest, it's not bad. We're probably 60 or 70 feet of elevation above the lake here. So there's a hill, but it's manageable with a little bit of work. Get yourself a little meandering path down here to the water. I think it could be quite nice. And then as we get closer to the lake, the land does level off quite a bit. And as you can see, we got some hemlock in here, but we got some big, beautiful sugar maples in here and some birch. Absolutely beautiful. Some big boulders here and there, but you can work around them. But right here, the forest floor is pretty clear of bushes. As we get closer to the shore, we're going to run into some young hemlocks that are on the forest floor. And I think, what do we got over here? I think that might be a shagbark hickory. It's a monster. Yeah, it's a big tree. Probably almost 25, 30 inches in diameter. Beautiful tree. Anyhow, we're almost to the shore. We'll stop down there. Next stop, show you the boundary pins. We're down here at the lake shore now, and we're actually at the northwest corner of the land. We found the piece of rebar that the surveyor set here many years ago. This line, the lines going up are not real easy to see. They are a little better on the south side of the lot, but this north side, not too much for evidence. There's some old flagging you can find here and there. Here's the pin. We're right on the shore, and you probably noticed as we walk down here, the last 100 feet before you get to the water is almost all softwood. Few hardwood scatter, mostly hemlock. And out here on the shore, we got a rocky shoreline, folks, but it's not too bad. You only have to put a couple of dock sections out here, get you right out into the water. The first 20 feet or so is probably between 2 and 6 feet deep, and then the lake drops off quickly. We're in one of the widest sections of Coldstream Pond here, and it's also the deepest section of the lake, so very nice. Check it out. All right, we're gonna walk over here and check out the southwest corner pin on the lake shore. And as we walk along, I want you to notice how open the forest floor is in here. Now, you can't build any house or permanent structures down here, but it'd be a nice place to maybe pop up a little screen tent, come down here, sit next to the water in the evening, sit out on your dock, enjoy the sunsets. We are facing west here, and this lake is really large, so you get to see a lot of distance. You can actually see Mount Katahdin off in the distance to the north of us here. Just a beautiful piece of property. And you can see all this old growth hemlock we're walking through now. The land here is pretty easy to walk. Some big boulders here and there that the glaciers left behind, but really a scenic place to come out for a little hike in the woods without a whole lot of underbrush to get in your way. And this property does have 200 feet of frontage on Coldstream Pond. And we're almost approaching the other property pin now. You can see the orange flag over my right shoulder probably. And here's our other corner. And if you're looking at the map that we've got online, in the old survey plan, this is your southwest corner on the lakefront. Okay, we're over here at the southeast corner. And like I said earlier, or maybe I haven't said that yet, but all 4 corners are staked. We did find the original, what we believe to be the original surveyor stakes. If you're at all concerned about that, as I always say, I'm not a surveyor, so you gotta check these out. But they did lay right where they should have. And now that we're here, we're about probably 80, 90 feet off of Loop Road. And the way this lot was originally laid out, it didn't make it to Loop Road. The seller is gonna deed a 50-foot right-of-way across this other land that they own, this little tiny strip between here and the road, for all purposes, ingress, egress, whatever you wanna do with it, utilities, bring your power line in, whatever. It's gonna be all laid out for you for that. Hey folks, so let's talk about the location here. If you've never been to this part of Maine, we're in the town of Enfield. Enfield's got a population of just over 1,000 people here. It's a very rural town. Most of this town is covered with trees and water, like this big lake behind me, plus the Penobscot River running through it. Services, how far are we? We talked earlier about being close to everything. We're 12 miles from Lincoln and the hospital there. We've got grocery stores, big box stores, building materials, professional offices, car dealers, everything you can need for a living. If you're looking for a bigger city, the city of Bangor, you jump out here 10 miles away, get on I-95. It's 43 miles from here to the city of Bangor, where you have some great restaurants, world-class restaurants. You got an international airport there if you need to take a vacation, get out of Maine for a little while. Perfect spot. We're 171 miles from Maine's largest city of Portland. And Boston is about 277 miles, or 4 hours and 35 minutes roughly from this location. What else can you do from this location here in Enfield? You know, a lot of people get bored. They sit around too long in the same spot. So close by, what do we have? We've got the University of Maine of Orono, the largest Maine campus, 10,000 students roughly. Division I school for sports. Got a beautiful performing arts center there. Check that place out, take a non-degree program or go back and get your master's. We're about 8 miles away from the Penobscot River and a boat landing there in the town of Howland. Beautiful river for boating, some of the best smallmouth bass fishing in the Northeast. What else can we do from here? If you really want to go out into wilderness and check out some adventure, we're 24 miles from the Nicotawas Lake region and the Duck Lake Public Reserve lots. There's 2 parcels there that are connected together, forming about 50,000 acres of conserved land, all open to the public for recreation. You got to check that out while you're in the area, and it's a 20-minute drive from the spot. Hey, thanks for coming along on this tour of this beautiful property here on Coldstream Pond in the town of Enfield with me today. Before we wrap up the video, don't forget, hit that like button and smash that subscription bell down below. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. You won't miss any of our new videos that way. So this property here in Enfield is priced at $225,000. The taxes are a little over $1,100. All that information's here. We've got 200 feet of frontage on the lake. We've got electricity, roadside. Give me a call. If you got any questions, you can reach me at 207-290-0372. Give me a call. I'll send you a property information package, or we can talk about scheduling a showing and bringing you up here and show you this beautiful property today.